He is the pride of Cottage Grove, Minnesota, and the whole damn country, nay, the world, fell in love with him when American Pie hit theaters near you, and now soon in theaters near you, and on demand and digital on Friday, September 20th. Bloodline, a new psychological horror film from Momentum Pictures. Good to see you, Seann William Scott. How are you, brother?
I'm good, buddy.
You doing well?
Doing great. Yeah.
Now, you were just asking me who I think is going to win it all in the National Football League season. Yeah. I told you I think the Saints would. And you responded about last night's game. Talk about a psychological thriller.
Yeah. Yeah. Made a big mistake.
What was your mistake?
I knew that I should have watched the game all the way to the end. But my girlfriend was like, it's 5 minutes left. She's like, can we do something? Because I'd watched 2 games at that point.
Yeah.
No, it was the first game.
It was the first game.
Yeah.
But I assume you watched a little bit yesterday, too. That's like 2 days in a row of football.
Yeah. And she was, so she was like, do you really have to watch the last 5 minutes? I thought, probably, but maybe we'll hang out.
Okay.
Missed the whole thing. Missed the end.
Well, I don't know if you're aware you might have been traveling on the way down, but the stat I read out at the beginning is that it was the first time there were multiple lead changes in the last single minute of a Monday Night Football game ever.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
That's nice.
So in the vast decades-long history of Monday Night Football,
I missed the game.
Well, the first time that's ever happened.
And they changed leads 3 times?
They changed leads. It was a 2, right, Chris? It changed leads twice. The Saints were leading, then the Texans were, and then the Saints did. Yeah. All in the last minute. So it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. It was
only the best game of the first week.
No.
Right?
It's a marathon.
Right?
It's a marathon, and I think you did the right thing because we don't live in your shoes. We don't live in your world, right? It's your world.
Yeah.
And I think you did. You took the long view.
You really screwed up, Sean.
I made a big mistake.
Yeah, screwed it up.
I hope my girlfriend appreciates it.
No, I mean, so she's not into football?
She's getting there.
Okay.
When we met, she's like, I'm not going to probably watch football with you. And I said, goodbye. And no, she's like, and I started teaching her a little bit. And yesterday, she sat down on the sofa for like 5 minutes. She's like, I really like this stuff.
Right.
And then she left. And
it's funny. Years ago, when I was on ESPN, I was invited by the Learning Annex to teach a football class to beginners.
What's the Learning Annex?
It was something where you would pay money to take a class, and it would be professionals from different parts of the world who would come and be guest lecturers in the classroom that you paid to get into.
And what was your thing?
So it was Football 101. Like if you're a beginner,
that's awesome.
Have the guy from Sports Center come in and teach the Learning Annex. And the place was filled with like 30 people. And when it finally started, I did not prepare at all for it, thinking I could just wing it. And explaining football to people who have no idea what a down is or what a tackle is.
You had a good time.
Oh, my God. It was an absolute mess to the point where some elderly gentleman raised his hand in the back of the room halfway through and says to me, why did I pay money for this class if you don't know how to teach football? Because I brought my wife here to learn. And
he brought his wife?
Yes. And sometimes you have to filter your thoughts before it leaves your mouth.
You didn't do it this time, did you?
No, Sean, I did. But I wish like I could Costanza go back in time and show up and just basically say to this guy, hey, pal, if you actually talk to your wife on a Sunday for the last 40 years, you wouldn't have to pay the money to come here to the Learning Annex. You know what I mean? It's not an easy game for a beginner to kind of pick up. Like at one point I'm like, well, knee is down in football. You can get up and run unless you're touched while your knee is down. But in college football, the play is dead.
Right.
And then like the number of looks I got from people who were just fresh in from like Europe who had no idea what football was. It was a total disaster, Sean.
So you wouldn't teach my girlfriend?
Well, I mean, it depends how much you're being willing to pay me. Sean,
like $100.
Okay.
$100 an hour.
All right, $100 an hour.
Whoa.
Yeah. Okay.
But we need like it's a 4-hour limit. Like I mean, you got to cram that in there.
I just got this window. And I gotta explain. It's so whacked out, though. It is a whacked out sport to have to explain.
Yeah. You think it's easy though, right? Like, I was trying to explain it to her. Like, it's a very easy sport to understand. And I started going through it with her, and she was like, Totally checked out.
Well,
She was
we had the actress Gillian Jacobs here, and she asked me, how come they call it downs? Shouldn't they call it chances? And I'm like, yeah, like third chance and 5, second chance and 10 yards for your
a nice
next
positive
chance.
spin to
I
it,
know,
right?
because like a down, it's bizarre
Yeah.
all around. But like I'm saying, I can help you, but I also feel your pain. It's not easy to explain it
I know.
to somebody who's new to this thing. What's your team? Do you have a team in the NFL?
I like a lot of teams, but I like the Patriots.
Okay.
Look at you.
No. I'm taking it all
No,
in because
like,
I know what he's going to say over
No,
there. Like the Night King over there with his hands raised.
Okay, so I started watching NFL seriously in 2012. My best buddy was like, I played football in high school, but he's like, you really got to watch it. You're missing out. And so, when I started, I was living in New York, and I started watching. I mean, pretty much every game I could watch, but I just loved the Patriots because we were talking about like Wes Welker and obviously guys like Amendola and Edelman. They weren't a team, and maybe I'm wrong, but at least from when I started watching it, that they paid a ton of money to like acquire all of these huge stars. Like they just were always so incredibly well coached.
No.
And I didn't have that history of like they're winning every single year.
No, but they also take guys like Edelman, who was a cast off. Welker was a cast off in Miami, made him into a Pro Bowler. Take a guy like Amendola, who was a cast off from the Rams, and win championships with him.
Yeah.
Take someone like Edelman off the campus of Kent State, convert him from quarterback to wide receiver. Now he's a Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah.
And now they're just gonna take that self-made man Antonio Brown, which by the way he was when he first started.
Underdog Antonio Brown.
That plucky underdog Antonio Brown. Here he comes.
Well, it seems like this is the first time that I can remember, because I didn't watch when they had Randy Moss.
Right.
I don't remember where he
He was
in his
07.
career.
Yep.
But like first time that they've acquired like a huge star, right?
He's definitely the most talented receiver, and with all due respect to their MVP candidate, the most decorated 9 years in the league since Randy Moss, without a doubt, Sean.
It was nuts because watching that game against the Steelers, the receiving core was just like out of control.
Yeah.
And then you think they're going to get Brown.
I know.
And then it was like, and then I was thinking like, do you think Gronk's going to come back?
I think he is.
I mean, why wouldn't you? Didn't he say, like, I'm in the best shape? I feel, how long did he say he would need?
I don't. For some reason,
Like a month?
I don't know where this photograph came from. He took a photograph of behind all 6 Lombardi trophies that they have with Jonathan Kraft.
Jonathan, it was on his Rob's Instagram page.
And Rob took his shirt off.
Yeah.
He was ripped.
Oh my God.
Like a 12-pack and
Ripped.
Why even put a shirt on if you're ripped like that?
By the way, I don't know. You tell me. Aren't you ripped like that?
No, I just wear small shirts. It's a great way to cheat it.
Okay, I'm with the medium wearing Sean William Scott here on the Rich Eisen Show. Now, last time you were here, we came up with this brilliant idea, and it kind of dovetails into this film that you're doing right now in Bloodline.
Yeah.
I forget how we got onto this idea, but it's a brilliant idea.
The most brilliant.
That we will redo the endings of all sports movies, but the sports movies that always end with an upbeat goes in the absolute other direction.
We go dark. We kill.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Now, hold on a second. Did we say we're going to kill everybody off? Is that what you're saying?
Well, not everybody. We definitely were killing people, though.
Okay, so like for instance,
Rudy died.
The end of the Rudy definitely.
Rudy died. I think we said it was like his hamstring exploded. I think
internal bleeding.
Internal bleeding, and I think his head got broken off, clean off his body
entirely. That's the way Rudy ended.
It's a huge hit.
After he gets carried off the field.
Different. I've been thinking about this.
After he gets carried off the field by the team.
Yes.
Dead.
Yeah. So he did get carried
Or
off.
actually, he falls from high up, being carried off the field.
Yeah.
So thrill
happy.
of victory, agony of death.
Yeah.
That's probably how
The
it
end.
started. Because as you know, I wish the worst for Rudy every single time I watch it, and it always ends in an upbeat.
Yeah.
So on this too, let's workshop this a little bit here. Because many people that cross your paths in Bloodline meet an untimely demise.
That's right.
So in the natural, Roy Hobbs gets to the plate. You could see his scars from his bullet wounds are coming apart at the seams.
Yeah.
Gangrene sets in.
Yes.
He doesn't even take his at-bat. Right?
Or he takes his at bat, right?
Yes.
And instead of him, when he hits like the huge home run,
Yes.
as he swings, his whole his guts explode out
Like Alien?
Yes. And then the guy who pitches it, it goes in his eyes, and everybody's like, oh man. And then the end.
Okay. I like
cut
it.
to black.
What about, because that might be a little too gory.
Well,
For the shock value, the lightning that strikes because of the
Yes, I
Wonder
see where you're
Boy
going with this.
just hits him.
The boy?
No, the lightning
Bat
that
Boy.
strikes. No.
He dies first. Yes, I love this version.
No.
Oh.
No. The lightning strikes Roy. The Bat Boy's fine. Unless
He
you
should
think the
die
lightning...
too, though. He was so annoying. He's always like, here you go, Roy. He pulls out his bat. Just like...
By the way, though, I did go to a recent Red Sox game. The Bat Boy is a grown-ass man. Like full-on
Batman.
grown. He was Batman, like Kramer.
Or what if he had the curious case of Benjamin Button disease? He's actually... How would that work?
I don't know. That he's
actually...
Roy's...
because he's like 4.
Okay.
Because Brad Pitt was like, when he was 2, he looked like a super old man.
Yes, right, exactly.
So maybe he wasn't a grown man.
Oh, man. So he goes in reverse. I like it. So what happens in Sean William Scott here. What happens in Field of Dreams? Did we hit this the last time? The house goes into foreclosure, right? That happens.
For
that
sure.
happens. And they build a mall over the cornfield?
Yes. And then when
A strip mall?
when the baseball players come out,
Yeah. Yeah.
they're zombies.
Oh, okay.
Right? And then
Kids dig zombies these
this
days.
is huge. This is a huge one.
Okay.
And they devour Kevin Costner. Just start pulling out his guts.
Oh, my God.
Eating his heart.
Oh, my
brains,
gosh.
Cut to black at the end.
And so then definitely the house goes into foreclosure, and we
could keep the foreclosure
They pave
part.
it over. They pave it over.
Field
and
burns down.
People, there's a Starbucks and a Sbarro's there within 5 minutes. Okay, is that how it works?
Yeah, I like it.
Pizza, and coffee for everybody.
Orange Julius.
I also think I appreciate that you're thinking of like brand stuff.
Oh,
Getting.
that's-
It's kind of like we go this route like they do with the Bond movies, right? Like Bond to
Yeah,
get like the
the
watches and
whites,
Aston Martin.
Yes.
So this will be great for our version because we can get money from Starbucks and was it Sbarro? Is that what it's called?
Yeah. The pizza place. I mean, I just chose
Yeah.
the one that I normally see in a mall or
Oh
something
yeah,
like that.
but who does the voice again? Was it Gilbert Godfrey? That was your idea, which was genius.
That's right. If you build it, they'll come. Like something like that. I don't even know. All right. And then what happens in Bull Durham? What happens at the end of Bull Durham? He gets,
Tim Robbins.
Yeah.
I was going to go dark with this.
Well,
I
you
want to
just
hear yours
did.
first.
His arm splits like Dave Dravecki.
Yes.
Right at the ulna bone. I don't even know. Is that a bone in your arm? I don't even know what the heck it is.
Yeah.
Sounded good.
I don't know. That's really dark. What's your dark thing right now? What do you got?
Well, I was going to go with a worse injury, right?
Okay.
So, I mean, who dies first? Is it Kevin Costner again?
For Kevin.
Well,
He's in too many
you could
movies.
have
No, he should-
Susan Sarandon die.
Oh God.
Like,
That's
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah.
All right. I don't even think we could do anything like that with Bull Durham.
Bull Durham was a tough one.
Okay, what about Hoosiers?
Hoosiers.
Oh, man. Dennis Hopper kills everybody.
He just goes
Kills everybody. He's like, I'm so drunk. You're all dead.
right. So he goes like his
Yeah.
Apocalypse Now character shows up.
Yes. He goes into that. And Gene Hackman's like, oh my God, why?
Well, but at least he'll find out what the flavor of the gum was. You got to keep that still. You got to at least kill it. What do you think about your new film, sir? It is pretty damn dark in its own right. Bloodline, again, in theaters on demand and digital on Friday, September 20th. What do you think of this film,
It's
sir?
great. I mean, I don't get a chance to say that often about the movies I'm in. I mean, like, this one is like, I've always wanted to do something dark, obviously.
Yes.
And, but it's like, it's a cool, like, kind of throwback to old Brian De Palma movies. It's got a little bit of a Dexter vibe, but it's its own thing where it's really like stylized, really dark, kind of a quiet little psychological thriller. I love it.
Well, the Dexter stuff is that people are dying because they have done wrong themselves.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a little bit of the. Well, I'm totally blanking. What is it like when you vigilante vibe?
Okay,
Yeah.
vigilante vibe.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of that, but it's dark.
Okay.
It's really, really violent. It doesn't hold back at all.
Okay, and again, so it's for mature audiences.
Kids too.
Kids, bring your
Definitely
kids.
yeah.
Bring your kids right there. And you play the role of Evan Cole in this film.
Yeah.
And and good luck with to you with all of this stuff,
you.
brother. Absolutely.
Thanks,
How much do you still hear about American Pie? How much do you hear about that? Not too much anymore?
Too much. I mean, there was the 20-year anniversary of the movie not long ago, which was wild. I mean, we didn't celebrate it, but it was just 20 years ago the movie came out.
20 years ago.
Or was it 21?
It's 1999 is when American Pie first came
You can't
out.
make that movie today, though. I mean, I honestly, I've always said it. I think kids, the teenagers are they would watch that and be like, sex with a pie?
Yeah.
I did that when I was 6. You know what I mean? It's oh, that's crazy? Wait till you hear what we do.
Right, I know.
You know what I mean? It's like a cartoon for them.
Oh, and then they'd also show it on their phones, too.
Right.
You
definitely couldn't
Here's
get
the
away.
video of me doing that. Yeah. Here it is. I actually tweeted it out. I put it on my Instagram. totally different era. But I remember when that came out. I remember seeing it in a theater, and I remember laughing my ass off.
That's awesome.
Just beyond fantastic. You were fantastic in
Thank
it.
you.
You're very, very believable as Stifler.
Yeah.
Very, very
there's a
believable.
little bit of Stifler in everybody.
Is that what you're saying? You should teach a learning annex course on how to bring out your inner Stifler with Seann William Scott. See, that's
new
a new
movie,
thing.
reality TV show. We got to get into the TV world as well. We got to do our dark movies, our little spin on the sports.
Yes.
But this is a good reality TV show. I'm going to go out there at the Learning Annex and tell everybody
everyone
how to be their best Stifler.
how to get your inner Stifler, everybody.
Yeah. Big bucks,
idea.
man. We're going to make the big bucks.
You know, you and I don't know how many guests we have here where we just spitball. We spitball and try to make each other better. And you have done that with me, sir, once again. I really appreciate that. You're the best, brother. You come back
Thanks,
anytime
man.
you want.
Thank you so
at
much.
Seann with 2 N's and at Seann Scott with 2 T's. Seann William Scott. Check him out on Twitter. You're not on Instagram? You're not on the IG?
I'm not on the gram. No, you know what?
It's a much nicer platform, though. People are so much nicer.
I don't even listen to my voice messages, though. So I think I would be bad at the...
What?
I'm the worst person with texting and voice messages. I just would be terrible on the gram.
How do you communicate with people? Like verbally? Like
Blinking.
Well, I'm glad you don't do that here because on radio that would be pretty terrible. You just blink twice, everybody. I don't know what that means. Check out Bloodline in theaters, on demand, and digital on Friday, September 20th. Seann William Scott, good to see you here.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download the Rich Eisen Show app.